Thank you for joining us for this celebration of 20 years of great theater at GTC Burbank. My name's Kevin Cochran. I'm the Artistic Director of Grove Theater Center. And 20 years ago, in October of 2000, I was lucky enough to direct the very first show we did on this stage, Girly Americana, a one-woman show written and performed by the very talented Denise Moses. In fact, Girly Americana is the only show in our history to complete the GTC trifecta of theaters, being produced in Garden Grove, Fullerton, and Burbank. Now, in October of 2020, I'm very proud to bring Denise back to our stage in this special 45-minute presentation. It includes many of our favorite people from Girly Americana, as well as some great moments from Growing Up and Liking It, a show produced on this stage in May of 2018. We captured this show live, shooting it straight through, no pauses, no retakes, to give it as much of a feel of a live performance as possible during this time. In addition, so Denise didn't have to perform just to the two crew members, we invited some GTC alums to join us through Zoom. So you'll see these people periodically throughout the show. I do want to emphasize that we are closing GTC Burbank. We are not closing Grove Theater Center. So this logo behind me that has welcomed people to GTC Burbank for all these years may now be gone, and the wall may now look like this, but the logo has not vanished. The logo is simply watching over our storage unit, waiting for its new home when COVID-19 allows. One other thing, the city of Burbank offered us the chance to purchase a lot of the theater equipment from the facility. And this gives us the ability to continue to produce high quality theater in whatever our new space is. We know this is a tough time for everyone, but if you are able to contribute to our Grove Theater Center Burbank equipment fund, it would be greatly appreciated. You can go to www.gtc.org and click the Donate Now button. So now it's time just to sit back and enjoy this performance by Denise Moses. We were very happy that Denise was our very first show on this stage, and we are very proud that she is our last show too. Sit back and enjoy the show. Thank you.
When I see young people with their whole lives ahead of them, it really reminds me just how little time I have left. So thanks a lot for that painful reminder. I know, age is just a number, and if you're lucky, that number keeps getting bigger and bigger. But make no mistake about it. You are judged by your number. I got a new doctor recently, and I went to my first appointment, and she's looking at my chart, and I can see that she's looking at my number. And I really think that she's going to say, wow, somebody's been taking care of herself all these years. She looks at me and she says, now, can you climb stairs? Can I climb stairs? You mean like the stairs outside this building that I had to climb to get in here today, like those stairs? Yeah, I can climb stairs 2 at a time backwards in my tap shoes, lady. I didn't say that. I really wanted to say that, but I didn't say that. Because she is writing down everything I say. And I am really afraid that if I say that, she's going to write cognitive impairment. Obviously delusional. The trouble was, she expected me to act my age. Why the hell would I start now? In kindergarten, my teacher wrote on my report card, Denise seems immature, needs to grow up. What, at 4.5? What are these other kids doing? Smoking cigarettes, passing out business cards? I fear that it all stemmed from that unfortunate dollhouse activity. My best friend, Kandy, with a K, and I were playing in the dollhouse when the head of one of the dolls snapped off. I made a joke about it. Kandy with a K said, Denise, this is serious. In other words, Denise, grow up. Teacher's pet. With liberty and justice for all. Be seated, sixth graders. Now, who would like to lead the Pledge of Allegiance tomorrow? Kandy with a K. Teacher's pet. Settle down, settle down. All right, sixth graders. Today is Career Day. Let's put on our thinking caps and think about what we'd like to be when we grow up. Show of hands, who knows? Show of hands, Mike. An attorney, very nice. Who else? Cindy. A secretary. Until you're married, very nice. Anyone else? Kandy with a K. Oh, class. A beauty queen or cheerleader, very nice. I myself was Miss Dewey Decimal System. Show of hands, who else? Show of hands, show of hands. Oh, I know. I've known for a long time. Dear Diary, it says back in the front of this, do you know what I want to be? Now I'm going to tell you, I want to be an actress. I just hope I don't have to wait until I'm all grown up. Please, may I, a mere 11-year-old sixth grade person girl, may I please be an actress? Now, before I'm too old? I made a promise to myself to be discovered by the end of the year, or by the end of the month for that matter. So far, no luck. And I know one reason why. Number one, because there is no way down here in old Oklahoma City to be discovered. I need to be discovered. There was no way down there in old Oklahoma City to be discovered. Where I come from, just getting your face on the 6 o'clock news is considered a major film credit. And my cousin SuSue had been on the news when her family donated their guinea pigs to the zoo. Even SuSue had a film credit. No matter. A mere 11-year-old, sixth grade person girl can dream, can't she? Oh, dream I did. I envisioned my career as a child star. And I made a scrapbook. A secret scrapbook of my imaginary career with my hand-picked co-star. Oh, just one of the greatest child actresses ever. My idol, the star of Pollyanna, Parent Trap, and later Saved by the Bell. Yes, I made an imaginary scrapbook of my secret career with Haley Mills. I'm glad you made me a scrapbook. Scathingly brilliant. Caption from Imaginary Scrapbook. For her first movie, Denise Moses wins an Academy Award for Just Caroline's Little Sister. Haley Mills stars along with her. And I had Haley's unwavering devotion and support, as evidenced by this autograph photo. I'm proud of your success. XOXO Haley. Scathingly brilliant. And I held acting sessions at home, alone, when my family was out of the house. I would wait until I heard the car pull out of the driveway, make sure it was really gone. Then I would start acting. Now, this was not just any acting. This was good acting. And I knew good acting. After all, I'd done all those movies with Haley Mills. I did dramatic courtroom scenes. I did death of doggy scenes. I did hair cutting scenes. Now, that is acting. And I practiced the role that I was sure every wannabe child actress was practicing at home alone when her family was out of the house. In truth, the only child actress role that I knew from a major play. Ladies and gentlemen, the breakfast scene from Miracle Worker. I play Helen Keller. I also play Annie Sullivan as Nita. I grope around the breakfast table, eating from everyone's plate with my hands. It's supposed to be scrambled eggs, but I'm using cottage cheese because that's what we have the most of in the fridge. I put a little mustard in it to make it yellow. Already, I am improvising. I put my hand in Annie's plate. She pushes me away. I grope my way back and I pinch her. She slaps my hand. I slap her. She slaps me. I slap her. She slaps me. We slap. I kind of had to improvise a sequence of events here. I'm working without a script. I go around the room looking for my mother, who has left the scene now along with everyone else in the play. I eat more scrambled eggs, really cottage cheese, smearing it all over my face as I do. Now I'm acting. Annie picks me up and puts me in the chair. I take off this way, she pulls me back. And this way, she pulls me back. And this way, and this way. I take off straight across the table. I was much smaller then. She pulls me back. She forces me to feed myself a spoonful of scrambled eggs. I spit the eggs into her face. I have to remember to clean up all the cottage cheese before my mother gets home. And now she's dragging me cut to the last scene, because I only like doing the good part. And he's dragging me to the pump to refill the pitcher of water that I threw in her face. Oh, wait a minute. Did she throw it in mine? I'm not sure, so I practice both. And we're at the pump, and pumping, and the water is flowing over my hands, and Annie is spelling into my hands, W-A-T-E-R. It has a name, Helen, it has a name. Suddenly, I understand, and the water is flowing over my hands, and I remember, and I say, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. She knows! Helen knows! I ring the bell. Everyone comes running. We all hug. End of play. Applause, applause, applause. A child star is born. Well, in reality, my 11th birthday had come and gone, and still I'd not been discovered. My 12th birthday was fast approaching, and still I'd not been discovered. Meanwhile, Cousin SuSue's family donates another animal to the zoo, a baby fox. Another film credit for Cousin SuSue. And then one day in 6th grade, all the girls in my class were ushered into the auditorium by the school nurse. All right, ladies, everybody take a seat. Be seated. Kandy with the K Schnookums, can you hand out the pamphlets? Teacher's pet. All right, settle down. Okay, girls. Now you are all here to see a special film. You'll be given this booklet entitled Growing Up and Liking It. Growing up and liking it? Are you kidding me? This was my worst nightmare come true. I felt like I had just been sucked into the inner ring of the seventh circle of hell. No talking. All right, roll the film. Hello, I'm a Noted Girls Hygiene Expert, and I'd like to tell you a story. The story about a girl a lot like you. The story of a girl named Millie, Girly G. And like you, Millie is embarking on an exciting journey. The journey into womanhood, the journey into growing up and liking it. Like other girls her age, Millie is transforming from a wormy caterpillar into a shimmering butterfly. She's developing new interests in things like weenie roasts and slumber parties and boys. But warning, danger ahead for some girls in this newfound interest in boys. Such a girl is Anne. Let's take a listen in on a conversation between Anne and her mother. How was your date with Chet, dear? Fine, I guess, Mother. Why, you don't sound like a girl who's just had a fine time at a weenie roast. Oh, Mother, I'm so ashamed. Why, Anne? Whatever's the matter? Oh, Mother, Chet and I, we almost went too far. Anne. Only bad girls almost go too far. We knew that Anne might as well pack a bag and head south to Fort Worth to the Edna Gladney home for young, wayward, unwed teenage mothers, because that's where she was going to wind up. She might as well drop out of school and smoke some of that dope while she's at it. Good girls, we are told, take a vow of chastity until they are 40 or beyond. Well, let's get back to the film. Millie has a question. Noted Girls Hygiene Expert? When I'm that's all right, Millie. It's a big word, isn't it? Let me help you. The correct term is the curse. Okay. Well, when I'm cursed, can I resume my normal activities? Well, Millie, it's a good idea to be extra cautious on those days. Let's take a look, shall we? Do go swimming, but wait a few days first and stay out of icy or choppy waters. Don't go horseback riding or roller skating or do other violent activities like square dancing. It's all right to picnic or shampoo your hair as long as you remember to dry it quickly. Why not try out a new recipe in the kitchen with Mother or bake a batch of cookies? But stay away from knives and scissors and other sharp objects until you are sure you are back in complete control of your faculties. Well, Noted Girls Hygiene Expert, can people tell if I'm cursed? Oh, no, Millie, not if you smile. And be sure to use a lot of hot soapy water and scrub under your fingernails to look your very best. And if you're one of those girls who gets the blues on those days, try whistling. Well, what happens to me when I'm cursed? Well, Millie, clinically speaking, once each month, your body will bloat up bigger than a bullfrog and your face will break out like one of the plagues of Egypt has descended. And there's more. At 12 and a half, the cramps start and don't stop until you're seized with hot flashes, night sweats, and light bladder leak at 50. All this is to prepare you for the joys of motherhood in the lawfully wedded way, through sedation and restraint. Golly gee. And to avoid embarrassment and shame when it's time to purchase your special supplies, you simply hand a note to the pharmacist with the word cursed scrawled in big black letters. He'll know what to do. Oh, golly. Don't worry, Millie, you'll get used to it. Just remember to smile and whistle. Just smile and whistle. Well, I think Millie's learned something here today. Haven't you, Millie? That's right, Millie, and I hope you have too. Let's wish Millie good luck. It's too late for Anne. She's already acquired a reputation and will have to drop out of school and change her name. There's already a rumor that she gave birth to her own baby at the prom. Good luck, Millie, and good luck to you on your journey into growing up and liking it. Yeah, good luck. Meanwhile, Cousin SuSue's family donates another animal to the zoo. A pet named Edgar Allan Duck, who'd gotten too big to live in the bathtub anymore. He'd gotten too big to live in the tub. I could relate to that duck. I was getting too big. I hit a growth spurt. I shot up to 4'3", and then 4'6", and ultimately 5 feet 1/2 inch. I noticed that I was starting to grow hair on my upper lip. We're Lebanese. And all around me were reminders of how young and small I used to be. There was my kindergarten picture on the wall. There was the little kid down the street wearing my kindergarten hand-me-downs. And by the way, they look way better on him. There was my kindergarten report card. Denise seems immature. Immature! Immature! The ghost of kindergarten past. All right, kids, pay attention. Get your hands off your neighbor. Button your lip. I don't want to hear the F word from anyone. Quickly, find an X in the storytime circle, sit and stay put. Okay, kids, we're looking for that little friend of ours. You know who I mean. Has anyone seen that big black cat, Mr. Pussy? What? He's right beside me. Mr. Pussy, you startled me. How are you today? Well, I'm fine, Miss Donita. How are you? Well, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Today, we're going to discuss one of my favorite fairy tales. You there, which one is it? Take a guess. Well, you're wrong. Let's ask Mr. Pussy which one it is. It's Hansel and Gretel, Miss Donita. Hansel and Gretel. And they lived at the edge of the forest with their parents. Rumor has it that the witch captured young children and baked them into gingerbread. This is ridiculous. Any kindergartner can tell you. You take a child, you put him or her into an oven. Chances are you're not going to get a gingerbread. You're going to get a burnt child. The end. Oh. Next, we come to the story of Rapunzel. Like all teenage girls, she's not to be trusted. She begs her father for a room of her own, the tower they called it in those days. So he gives her one, and what does she do? Throws her ponytail out the window and lets the boys climb up. I have a nephew just like that. I would have shaved her head and sent her to reform school. The end. Pinocchio, a pathological liar with an insect for a friend. Now, this little ditty would have us believe that body parts enlarge through wrongdoing. Some do. It's hardly a deterrent. I have a nephew just like that. The end. All right. Who's laughing? All right. Don't think I don't hear you, young people. Someone thinks it's funny to laugh and make jokes. Well, make no mistake about it. You are not in kindergarten to express yourself or be creative. You are not here to laugh and make jokes. You are here for one reason and one reason only. That is to grow up. Yeah, that wasn't happening. Well, not for me anyway. Thank you, young Miss Arizona! And now let's welcome our next contestant. She was named Teacher's Pet 6 years in a row at Cleveland Grade School. She exhibits great maturity by applauding her fellow contestants and great self-esteem and narcissism by applauding herself. Let's welcome young Miss Oklahoma. Hi, everybody. How are you? My name is Kandy. That's Kandy with a K. And I'm proud to be competing for the title of America's Young Cute Junior Miss. Okay. For my talent, I would like to do a dramatic reading of Lady Macbeth with a split jump at the end. I gotta get in character. I learned this like in drama class. Draw your magic circle. Just get into your own space. Just be there. Just be you. Oh my God, I forgot how I was. Oh yeah, Kandy with a K. I hope this doesn't count on my final score. Lady Macbeth, the climactic scene. Oh, can I say that word? I should say here, I don't really think that Lady Macbeth is a really good role model for young girls. Murderesses usually aren't. But I have learned over the years not to judge others lest they judge me. But if I am going to be judged, I hope I'm judged the winner. Okay, thank you a whole lot. I hope I win. Lady Macbeth. Oh, and please pretend that I'm wearing black. That is the color of tragedy. Out, damned spot. Out. I say. Okay, hey, damn spot. Go away. Don't come back. Damn spot. Until I say okay. S-P-O-T. Damn this spot. Hey, hey, hey. S-P-O-T. Damn this spot. Try to rub it up, come on and scrub about. Get down and shout it out. Don't just pout, you scout. S-P-O-T spot. Get at that spot. Take your whole lot. I hope I win. Oh my God. So Kandy with a K had really made me realize something. I just needed to envision a more mature role model. Okay, maybe not Lady Macbeth, but I could envision the world's greatest living actress. When you don the cloak of Thespis behind the asbestos, ask yourself, have you done as best as you can? Bonjour, buenos dias, good evening. Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Welcome to the theater. Oh, the theater. You know, I began my career as a young ingenue in a theater very much like this. Wait, I must stop, I'm overcome. Now I have recovered myself. I began my career as a young ingenue in a theater very much like this, in my own adaptation of The Three Sisters. I, of course, played the Three Sisters, and the audience never suspected it was the same actress. Why? Because I am a professional. That's why. Before I went on stage, I changed my DNA for each sibling. Don't you try this. You're not ready to change your DNA. You'll mutate. Moving on. I am Madame. Madame. It is a stage name. Always had a stage name. Vespers. Stage name. Saint Genesius. Stage name. Topo Gigio. Not a stage name, but sounds like one. You know, the late, great Will Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage. I say, not everyone has trained for it. Let's get to work. I am, of course, crossing upstage. This is downstage. This is upstage. Do not get the two mixed up. You will become dizzy. Now, I am putting on my rehearsal skirt. We never begin work without proper rehearsal attire. You there? What are you wearing? Where's your rehearsal skirt and your character shoes? You're not prepared, are you? How do you propose to work wearing that? Go home, move back in with your parents, start an ant farm. People, a career in the theater takes discipline. It's 8 shows a week, whether there is an audience or not. It means performing door to door if need be to hone your craft. When was the last time you rang a doorbell and said, hello, let me in, I'm an actor. I have a soliloquy and a balcony scene to perform. Where's your soliloquy and your balcony scene? You haven't got one, have you? Can you even spell soliloquy? Too late. Soliloquy. Soliloquy. Every day of the week. Except, of course, Mondays. Mondays are traditionally dark. On Mondays, I lie in a darkened room with the shades drawn and a cool rag over my eyes, whilst an apprentice rubs a fatty cream into my hands. I find I need this to recharge. Why? Because I am a professional. That's why. Moving on. When a true theater artiste passes on, we do not say he has died. We merely say he is on tour. Indefinitely. When I pass on, it shall be said of me, I'm doing a revival of The King and I. I shall play I. Moving on. A bad review. Number 1, don't burn it. Don't line your parakeet's cage with it. And above all, do not cry. You acknowledge it. By getting out your red teacher's pencil, you correct it and send it back. Obviously, a mistake has been made. Moving on. Age range. Let me tell you something. With a proscenium stage and a pink gel and an orchestra pit between myself and the audience, I still play 9. For 20 years at the Crystal Cathedral for the Christmas pageant, I played the baby infant Jesus, and the late Reverend Robert Schuller himself thought I was a newborn. A preemie, in fact. Age range has nothing to do with real age. If I were as old as I really am, I'd be dead by now. For medicinal purposes, I have legally changed my birth date several times. Moving on. For those of you who would like to study with me and you require a schedule of fees, you're too late. I'm unavailable. I take on one and only one student at a time. And I work with that student. And I shape that student. And I hone that student. And that student stays with me until they are ready. I say when they are ready. My current pupil, Stephanie, has been with me for 13 years. She is, of course, very anxious to audition. She is not ready to audition. I will tell her when she is ready. In the meantime, she continues to perfect her soliloquy and her balcony scene. And on Mondays, I let her rub a fatty cream into my hands. Oh, my time is short. I had so hoped to be able to present to you a dramatization of the history of the theatre. Luckily, I have a matinee version. The matinee version of the history of the theatre. The stage is dark. I appear. Spotlight. Let me say here, find your light and bask in it. An actor always finds his light, even in the dark. I once did an entire production with my eyes closed, and I was never once out of the light. Why? Because I am a professional. That's why. Spotlight! We begin in ancient Greece. Oedipus Rex. Here's the king. Here's a mama's boy. He pokes his eyes out. Blackout. Shakespeare. Romeo and Juliet. The balcony scene. Hamlet. The soliloquy. Blackout. Time travels several centuries to Stanislavski's Russia. Chekhov's The Three Sisters. Three sisters want to go to Moscow. They don't go to Moscow. They don't go anywhere. Blackout. French meme. Cutting up on the 20th century theatre. Miracle worker. A young blind girl and her teacher eat a breakfast of scrambled eggs, only to discover it's actually cottage cheese and mustard. Blackout! Performance art, Greenwich Village. The stage is dark, I appear. I simulate poking out my eyes. There is a soliloquy and a balcony scene. I exit by the stage door, but not before I do an encore and receive a standing ovation and 32 curtain calls. You are too kind. You are too kind. You are too kind. Blackout. Okay, so I'm really old. But as old as I am, I know people who are even older. Get on in this house and give me some sugar. Sister, get on down here, look who's here. Well, don't you just stand there with the screen door open, you're letting all the flies out. Come on in. Oh, let me look at you. Well, I don't believe you growed an inch. What are you, 4'3"? Oh, 5 feet, 1/2 inch. Well, as long as your legs reach the ground, that's all that matters. I rest my case. Come here. I want to show you something. Did you see what your cousin SuSue gave me and sister for her birthday? This here is a reproduction of the Last Supper, done in glitter. Ain't that something? SuSue done that herself. Made that from a kit. Oh, I think she done a real good job on it. Looks just like Jesus. Flip that light out. Ooh, ain't that something? SuSue put something on that frame so the macaroni glows in the dark. Put that light back on. I got something else for you. Sister wanted me to save this for you special. Her Sunday school class went and made a bunch of arts and crafts to sell over the Jesus is Lord pawn shop. This is a paperweight of the Garden of Gethsemane. Move it like this, all the disciples blink. Well, I'm glad you like it. Take it, it's yours. Them's your kitchen colors. Yeah, they're gonna vote on what they're gonna make next week. Miss Blevins, the preacher's wife, wants to knit clothespin covers. That damn woman. She knits covers for everything. Toaster, doorknobs, hangers. Even the toilet tissue has its own little knitted top hat. Sister said she was in that bathroom 20 minutes before she figured out the paper was under that damn hat. Well, sit down, make yourself to home. See, we can't get Sister out here. Sister! Get on out here, look who's here. We ain't gonna get out here now. Well, she's back there on the telephone with the cross the street neighbor lady. Well, sure, they got lots to talk about. Doctors and ailments, and more ailments and more doctors. Well, Sister just got her a new doctor. Well, the other one got too old. No, he didn't retire. He died. He got too old. That's what happens. Rest my case. Yeah, Sister's been on that phone all morning. Oh, I've been busy too. Reading the obituaries. Well, sure, Sister and I read the obituaries every morning. It's the only thing in the paper worth reading. I got that section open in the paper. Let me check something here. I just wanted to see, begin as eternal ride in peace. Her services, 10 a.m. Tomorrow, oh, I have to tell Sister. No, we don't know her. Well, you don't have to know somebody to read their obituary. I hope when I die, people who don't know me read mine. How else are they gonna know I was ever alive? I rest my case. Well, let's see if we can't get Sister out here. Sister, are you still on that telephone? Oh, they're praying over the neighbor lady's plantar fasciitis. Oh, she's got that terrible one. Amen. Okay. Sit down. This is going to take a while. Oh, did I tell you what? Your cousin SuSue got on the evening news again. Well, sure she did. You know, she raises them dogs, purebred Chiweenies. And one of them learned how to dial the telephone with his little snout. Well, one day he dialed 911. All the police and the firemen showed up to her house. Well, the TV people thought that was good news, and they put the whole thing on the 6 o'clock news. Oh, Sister and I so proud. We watched it at 6 o'clock and again at 10 and 11. You ever been on the news, hon? Oh, no. Well, your cousin SuSue has been getting on since she was just a little video thing. You ought to see if you can get on. Well, tell me something. You still doing your dramatic recitations? Oh, you're so good at that. Oh, I remember how you acted out that whole play about the little blind girl. Sister and I thought you was really blind. They ought to give you a prize for that. That'll put you on the news. Oh, you don't have to go so soon, do ya? Well, me and Sister was just gonna go down to the cemetery, clean off Mama's grave. You know, she's buried down in Rose Hill. Same as Lee Harvey Oswald. Well, sure. She's there, your Uncle Curtis is there, Lee Harvey Oswald's there, they're all there. Well, let me walk in the door. Oh, don't you take my picture, don't you do it, I'll break the Kodak. It's for your mama? Well, if it's for Madeline, let me take my glasses off. I stuck my tongue out just as you flashed it. Now, you send me and Sister a copy of that. We're going to use that on the Christmas card. Now, when are you going to come back and see us? Well, I hope so. Hope it's not too long. Don't you wait too long. Oh, that racket out there? Oh, that's just them little neighbor kids laughing and singing. Oh, I did too. First time I heard them, I thought it was a bunch of cats too. I said they're singing. I didn't say they was any good at it. Oh, when I see them out there just having fun and laughing, got their whole lives ahead of them. Well, reminds me just how little time I have left. Thanks for that reminder. I'm just funning you. Oh, Sister and I are so old, they don't make numbers that big. Well, walk you the door. Well, you drive careful now, you hear? You say hi to your mama for me. I will, she'll be sorry she missed you. Drive careful. Sister, you still on that telephone? Oh, her sciatica. Amen. Don't you wait too long. I rest my case. Well, wonder what he did for a living. Uh-oh. I never would have thought that. A lawyer. I thought he was a warden. Well, it's not a good picture of him. I'll tell you that right now. Someday, when people who don't know me read my obituary, it will say something like, never made a movie with Haley Mills, but pretended that she did. Was never on the evening news, but her cousin SuSue was 4 times. Did play Helen Keller in Miracle Worker. At home alone in her living room when everyone was out of the house. Age? Unknown. Age range 0 to 100. In her latter years, could still climb stairs 2 at a time backwards in her tap shoes. Had not changed much since kindergarten. Still laughed and made jokes. To the end, it was said she was immature and needed to grow up. I rest my case.